I will say this again and again until we all collectively get it through our heads. People who avoid their own feelings will neglect yours.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll dive into 3 stories that won't leave you indifferent. First, we'll analyze the controversial proposal from a feminist suggesting mandatory vasectomies for all men, from ages 11 to 70. Next, we'll look at several older women explaining the advantages of dating a younger man. Finally, we'll explore the story of a woman who, in just 3 days, decided to divorce her husband to be with a young Chad she had just met. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. A big thank you to those supporting the project through super chats and sharing their experiences in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. Now, let's get started.
Yes, mandatory vasectomies, you say 13 to 70. I say, let's start around 11 and make sure you to extend it to at least 85.
After seeing this, I had actually been living in hope that it was satire, but then I looked through the comment section. No, they seem to be serious, which is unfortunate because anyone who thinks that a male should get a vasectomy when they're 11 years old is probably in need of a mandatory psychiatric evaluation.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
Totally agree. This shows how radical feminism leads to ideas that border on the absurd. Mandatory vasectomies at 11 years old? Who in their right mind could come up with such nonsense? These kinds of proposals are not only irrational, but also reveal a complete disconnection from reality. It's no longer enough for them to shave their heads and blame men for all their problems. Now they want to impose their ideology directly on children. The worst part is that these ideas resonate with a portion of the female population that supports them without question. Brother, if you have kids, this is a red flag. If there's a sensible mother watching this, understand the danger of what these women are trying to influence and later normalize. Because it's one thing to have radical opinions, and another to try to impose them on the next generation. This isn't equality. This is a crusade against common sense.
As reason number 55 for why you should try dating an older woman is I'll remind you this. So have you ever had those days, those weeks where you're just so convinced that just like everything is going wrong, like nothing is on your side? You ever feel that? I know I do. It's simply, what helps with this is simply a perspective change. So it's like, instead of saying to yourself, oh my God, I've had the toughest day, the toughest week, nothing is going my way. Maybe replace it with something like, you know what? Things aren't going exactly how I would like them to go. This doesn't mean that nothing is going my way. It just simply means that maybe it is going my way. I just don't know where it's leading at this point. I don't have control over everything in my life. I don't have control over how this person treats me or her that, or how, how fast my food gets here after I order it. I don't have control over everything. So I'm just going to accept that my life is exactly where it needs to be. Everything is going to work out. Maybe it won't work out exactly how I would like it to be, but it is going to be all right. And I'm going to be perfect, regardless of how in control I feel. I don't know, something like that. I know that helps me, is just releasing that control over everything that happens in my life and just accepting it as it comes. And that's why I should try dating an older woman. I love you.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So much talk just to say that what they really want is a young collagen boost to lift their self-esteem while adding some excitement to their lives. I have no issue with a man dating an older woman, as long as it's clear that it's a relationship for fun and experience, not a long-term commitment. If you're a young man in your 20s, my advice is not to marry someone twice your age. But if it's an adventure that gives you experience, go for it. Let's be honest. Many of these women on the wall are looking for young men because men their age are no longer interested. They offer money or favors to attract them, turning into the so-called sugar mommies. Meanwhile, younger women are looking for men in their 30s and 40s because those men are at their peak. offering more stability and resources. That's the dating market. Everyone is looking where they think they can gain the most. In the end, I see nothing wrong with a man having fun and learning with an older woman because it's better than wasting time on empty Instagram content or that blue app that offers nothing of value. Anything that adds experience counts.
I knew this little question was going to come up. Yes, I was married when I met my current husband on TikTok. I'll explain. My relationship with my ex-husband was more of a friendship
That's a great justification for cheating.
thing. We both met when we were in really lonely places in our late 30s. We both wanted a family. We had a lot in common, and we had met in elementary school, so we felt really safe with each other. But we ignored the fact that there wasn't really a spark.
The things women tell themselves to justify having an affair is crazy.
So when I met my current husband, there was this immediate connection, attraction. I felt very I don't know how to describe it. When it's a person, you just kind of know. So within 3 days of meeting my current partner, I had to admit to myself and my ex that
3
we were
days.
just friends.
3
And I
days.
tore the band-aid, and now we're all great friends.
This is a perfect example of why you never let a woman tell you that you're being insecure for wanting to check her phone. This is another perfect example of the lies that women will tell themselves to justify cheating on their partner. This is also another perfect example of how she met her now husband. After 3 days, she realized that her ex-husband wasn't good enough or that there was no spark or whatever the case. 3 freaking days when she's known her ex-husband since elementary school. It is just crazy the level of justification women will go rather than just saying, like, I cheated, I fucked up, you own the behavior, and you deal with the consequences. But instead, she pins it as we were just friends, there was no spark, and I would love to hear her ex-husband's side of the story because I can guarantee you that he was blindsided by the fact that he was being cheated on by somebody that he's known since elementary school. And from TikTok. I really hope her new husband actually stalks her social media like a freaking psychopath because honestly, how you get them is also how you lose them. Okay, bye.
Oh, hell no!
This woman left her husband after meeting a younger Chad on TikTok for just 3 days. 3 days were enough for her to justify her infidelity with the typical excuse, there was no spark. We were just like friends. It's a classic example of how women, being emotional beings, make decisions based on what they feel in the moment. It doesn't matter if her husband gave her stability, comfort, and a home. When a Chad comes along and sparks intense emotions, everything else takes a back seat. Her husband offered security and comfort, but as I always say, comfort is boring for a woman. This Chad, on the other hand, gave her uncertainty, anxiety, and the spark she was looking for. It's a perfect example of why men need to learn how to keep a woman on an emotional roller coaster. It's not about being mean, but about being unpredictable, strong, and always focused on improving your physique, finances, and life. Remember, absence, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. The emotional roller coaster is what keeps the spark alive.
And I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why younger men are interested in older women. First of all, because many older women, they are already in divorced or separated, or they have kids, or they kind of tick those boxes, which are called, the box of marriage and the box of kids. So they come in the package with less commitment and less headache because most of them, maybe they don't want to get married again and have kids. And these guys, they are not ready. They just want to have a good time. Number 2 is because older women, they have more knowledge and they have more experience, and I guess guys could learn more things from them. Number 3 is because allegedly older women, they're more mature and they have their shit together. But this is kind of debatable because I know so many women my age, they're in their 40s or older, they don't have any shit together and they are still behaving like they're in high school. Number 4, because intimacy it's much better. An older woman is supposed to be more experienced than I don't know, a 20-year-old one. And last but not least, older women can look fabulous. 40s are the new 30s and 50s are the new 40s. They can look very good, they can be very well maintained and preserved. They can be in very good shape. and they are a lot of fun to have around.
Mature women often know better what they want. Many enjoy deeper conversations and seek excitement without the drama. They understand that a young man isn't there to be their husband or provider. They see him as an adventure, a source of fun and collagen. Essentially, they play the role of the lover in a young man's life, but with the assurance that they won't ask for more than he can give. These women are also usually easier to win over. They know a 20-something man isn't there to offer stability, and they've likely already got their life figured out. A career, money from a divorce, or they've simply accepted their place on the wall. They spend their money on experiences, including the company of a younger man who gives them excitement and that spark they might have lost after years of routine. That said, not all women are like this. Some, regardless of their age, never mature, but others know exactly what they're looking for. Fun for a few years, especially if they've just come out of a passionless marriage. I'm not encouraging young men to pursue this path, but I recognize the facts. I'll always support a young man who seeks to build a family with a younger woman to create something solid. That's what this country really needs. Strong men building strong families.
You know what I really can't stand about dating at this big age of 39? Look, I'm grown. Like, I'm about to be 40 over the hill grown, right? Why are we still talking about virtue or body count like that fucking matters? Like, I am dating a bunch of divorcees who cheated on their wife, who have multiple children by multiple partners, me included. That's no shade, but let's just illustrate facts. We got kids. They weren't the immaculate fucking conception. Why are y'all acting brand fucking new? We are sifting through the clearance rack of fucking love looking for a partner, and you want to talk about virtue. She's got to be demure. She's got to be mindful. I'm not. I don't fucking care. I gotta act like I ain't been out here fucking when I have. If y'all don't get the fuck out of here, I'm not doing that shit. I can barely find the time to commit to a fucking date, to agree to a location and show up looking like a presentable human being. If the stars fucking align and put us in the same place, I'm supposed to hope that that statistical anomaly can reoccur enough times for me to justify sleeping with you when I already know that I want to. Do you know how long it's been? I'm sick of this shit. I'm gonna pretend I'm not a fucking hoe. Bitch, I'm fucking. He's gonna think you're...
Older men avoid women with so much baggage for a clear reason. They're not looking to deal with a resume that includes being a wife, girlfriend, and mistress. These women come in demanding to be accepted as if they're brand new, but men do care about their past. It's not just about the number of relationships. It's because every experience matters, and red flags don't go unnoticed. First, there's the concern about health and avoiding potential diseases. Second, men evaluate a woman's values. If you've been with all kinds of men and, worse yet, been a mistress, how can you expect them not to worry? Being a mistress reflects poor judgment in choosing partners and shows a willingness to cross boundaries without hesitation. Woman, if you can't recognize the red flags in your own history, don't expect a man to overlook them. Rejection isn't superficial, it's common sense. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are the questions for you. What do you think about that woman calling for mandatory vasectomies? Why do you think some men seek out older women? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from The Wall.